My name is Dave, Special Anti-Crime Unit. My job is simple. Cut the head of the snake. Every damn drug choking this city. But the streets, they've got their own kings. First, there's Skefa. Built by hustle. He runs his corner. Kiosk in the front. Poison in the back. His eyes? Bako. The kid who sees it all before it happens. He whistles. Skefa moves. Their kingdom? Ikoko. A warehouse that sweats secrets. Packages dreams that rot the soul. And when it's time to deliver, Blaze. They call him on time, every time. Because if you see that bike, it's already too late. But here's the thing. Snakes think they own the jungle. They forget hunters don't sleep.
Babe, how do you feel? Today's the big day.
It's all like a dream. I'm very nervous, man.
You've been preparing for this. You're ready. Go show them who you are.
Yeah, I will. I'll call you after.
Hello. Where do you think you're going?
No! Who are you?
The part of you that's been doing the talking, long before that suit existed.
What am I doing here, please? No, not again. You can't take this from me. Not this time!
I've been preparing for this. I'm ready.
Right. You've been in rooms like this before. You know what happens. You sit down, you look around, and you see them. The ones who actually belong there. And then you feel it. That thing crawling up your chest telling you they made a mistake inviting you. That feeling isn't a lie. That feeling knows you.
I know my work. I know what I put in.
It still wasn't enough last time, was it?
I've earned this. The work I've done. No one can take that from me.
The work you've done. Stay here. Nothing can touch you here. No failure, no humiliation when what you fall short of what they thought you were. It's safe here. I built it safe.
You know what? Maybe you're right. But I would rather take my chances out there than stay here with you. This safe zone where nothing is risked.
T-Boy. The MD will see you now.
Okay. All right. So, welcome to today's episode of Create with AI. Or rather, should I say, welcome to today's episode where I'll show you how I was able to access Seedance 2.5 and the two things I was able to create with it. Now, first, Seedance 2.5 is an amazing tool to have. And with what they just released, I can say for free that this is an absolute game changer. It's going to change the way we create films and every other creative project. So two things that they did that really strikes me is this. The first one is you can now generate videos that are 30 seconds long with just one single prompt. With Seedance 2.0, what we had was a maximum of 15 seconds, but with this we have 30 seconds. And after that 30 seconds, you can extend the clip to 3 minutes, which is awesome. So enough of the talking. Let me just show us what I was able to pull off with this tool. Then when we come back, I'll show you how I created this through CapCut, because that's how I was able to access it. Okay, so let's jump into the first film.
We are sending you back to 1818. Your job is to stop this woman from having any seed. Its existence threatens our future.
The past? What has it got to do with our future? There will be no future for us if he is born.
Mission accepted.
We can't allow you go on that mission.
Our future depends on it.
Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed that. So if you look at this film, let me bring it back. So if you look at this film, two things here. There are two basic scenes here. The first one is this scene that took place in this arena. If you check this video, the entire duration of this video is 15 seconds. And what that means is I was able to generate this entire scene using just one single prompt. Now, the next scene after this one is the battle scene. And that battle scene, let me skim this. Yeah, so this entire scene was just one prompt, right? Now, okay, let me just move on to the next one first of all. This second scene is 18 seconds with just one same prompt. So how was I able to put all of this together? But before we dive into that, I'm not saying this is perfect, but this is sincerely, it's mind-blowing. The physics, the realism, everything is so on point. Then, in terms of prompt adherence, I would say Seedance 2.5 really nailed it to the core. Now, okay, let me say, before I even talk about this, maybe I should show us how I created all of this, or let me just say this. Now, this scene is not perfect. The first thing that I did not really like about this scene is this. The dialogue feels a bit rushed, especially for this character, and the way, who next? Okay, the way she responded to was a bit fast. Maybe it's because I specified 25 seconds. If I had extended this to maybe 30 seconds, perhaps it would have been a bit more relaxed. Okay, then the next one is this woman. Her own conversation was normal. It was not rushed. It was not fast-paced. It was normal. I wish the other two were like that. Even her final response, where she accepted the mission, was a bit rushed. Again, perhaps because I generated it with 25 seconds max duration and not 30 seconds. If it was 30 seconds, maybe it would be a bit better. So the question would now be, why didn't you regenerate it, or why did you choose 25 seconds? I think when we dive into the tutorial proper, you will see the reasons, because CapCut only gives you 1,200 credits. I'm not going to tell you how many credits it takes to generate this. I will say that at the later end. Then I also have one more test that I will show you guys, which is more like a test for a music video, right? Okay, so let's see. Then for the next scene, this other scene, I think everything here was for me, it's okay. It's not 100% perfect, but it's 98% there. The fact that you can generate all of this within 18 seconds, or 18 seconds video can give you all of this, I think it's really amazing. Sometime last year, we couldn't pull this off. Even 2 months ago, you couldn't pull this. 3 months ago, you couldn't pull this off. This much realism, you couldn't. If you are creating a film, you have to start generating either for 5 seconds, or the max was 15 seconds. So kudos to ByteDance, kudos to the team behind Cedance. They are doing an amazing job, and I believe this tool is going to change the entire AI filmmaking space, or the entire AI creative space. Okay, so without much ado, let's jump right into this. So how did I create this? First, if you want to create your AI film, the first thing you need to do is to create your characters. I created all of these characters and then brought them into CapCut for it to convert all of it into a video, right? So what I did basically was to create a character sheet, and to create that character sheet, the first thing I did was to hop into Claude. So let's go into Claude and see how I was able to pull all of this off. So if I want to create a film like this, what I always advise people to do is, the way you create films is not with using AI tool is no different from how we create films the traditional way. The methodology may be different, but the art itself doesn't change. So what do I mean by that? Simply means I have to create all my characters. I have to profile the characters. I have the way that I want these characters to look and feel. So that's what I'm going to do for my AI project. So first thing, I'll jump over to Claude. And when I get over to Claude, it's pretty simple. What I need to do is to give it my own basic instruction. And what's that basic instruction? Now, if you can see my chart here, this is everything I did using this to create this specific film. However, what I wanted was a female character, a female character, yes. And I wanted that female character to be consistent in all the scenes. So if you want your characters to be consistent, what you need to do is to create what we call a character sheet, or yeah, a character sheet. So basically, I'm just going to give us an idea, but if you want the exact prompt I use to create this character sheet, then just type prompt in the comment section and I will share the prompt with you. So basically what I will do is I'll tell Claude that I want to create a 2x4 character sheets. If you can also explain why you want to do it that way so that it also understands, just so I have a consistent character. So when you do this, you can describe your character, how you want your character to look. For instance, I can say I want a dark female assassin wearing let me say dark blue tactical suit. Yeah, so any other details that you want. So like me, for this specific film, I wanted them to have some markings because this is supposed to happen in the future. So I wanted some kind of markings, symbols on their face. So I explained all of that to Claude. So when you do all of that, when you explain all of that to Claude and you hit enter, Claude will go ahead and generate that specific character sheet for you. So by character sheets, sorry, Claude will go ahead and give you a prompt to generate that character sheet. Sorry about that. That's a I was wrong about that. Claude doesn't generate images, so it will give you a prompt to generate what do you call it, a character sheet. So let me hover over to Hicksfield. So just to show you guys the character sheet I created using this specific tool. So first and first, if you hover over to Hicksfield, okay, I want this to just come up. Yeah, so let me see. Okay, so this is ChatGPT, right? So if you generate your prompt from Claude, you can take them to Hicksfield to use GPT image 2.0 to create your character sheet. As you can see, this is my character sheet for this woman. If I scroll down all the way, you see all the character sheet. Now, why am I showing us this? If you access GPT image 2.0 via Hicksfield, of course, they're going to charge you for it. However, if you have ChatGPT, whether it's the free version or you have the Go version, they have about three different plans or two different plans. So if you go for the lowest one, you can still generate good images from ChatGPT and then bring them back to the AI tool that you want to use. So if I scroll all the way through, you realize that I created all my character sheets using ChatGPT. So the reason why I'm saying this to you, or why I'm saying this to us, is because we don't necessarily have to, I'm not saying don't pay for those platforms, but sometimes you can look for other ways to, cut down your production cost or look for other ways to achieve your result. So as you can see, this is one of the characters. I think this is the woman that she was supposed to go back in time to stop. And so I did all of that, all the character sheets here. So as you can see, I have different character sheets here. This is the old woman, but without taking too much of your time. So after creating all of this, what I did next was to hop into CapCut. So let's go to CapCut and see how I was able to pull this off. So this is CapCut. Now, you cannot access the AI tools on CapCut if you don't have a pro subscription. So by pro subscription plan, what I mean is you must have a paid plan for you to be able to access Seedance 2.5. So just give me a few seconds here. Check this guy out. Okay, so this is CapCut. Now, if I click on AI video, as you can see top here, it's saying Seedance 2.5. Okay, so it has opened. So top here, we have what we call image to video. So, but this is not what I use. What I used was Omni reference. So this Omni reference allows you to bring in different characters, right? And regardless of the duration, it's still going to maintain that character consistency for you. So what you need to do is to click this Omni reference here and bring in all your images. So that's what I did basically for this. So I brought in all my images here, and then I imputed my prompt. And once you impute your prompt, you see over here you have the duration slider. So from here, I can either twill it to 30 seconds, which is good, or 15 seconds. But mind you, if you take this, sorry, let me just shift this a little bit so I can see the screen. There. All right. Sorry. Okay. So if you twill this to 30 seconds, it's going to cost you more credits, obviously. And then for Seedance 2.5, right now, the highest resolution you can generate is 720p. So what I did was to specify 720p, and I picked 21:9 aspect ratio. So down here, you can choose how many generations you want. So for me, I think 1 is best because 2 is just going to consume so much more credit. Okay, so by default, CapCut gives you 1,200 credits for your subscription every month. Now, if we're going to generate 30 seconds clip, it's to cost you 960 credits. So you see why I did not regenerate that other scene, because 1,960 credit out of 1,200, that's almost more than 50% of it. And if it's not perfect, except you want to go for their ultra plan. So basically, this is what I did to generate that short trailer that you did. So I generated the first one using 25 seconds. Sorry, the first one I did was 25 seconds. So let's just see. If I go back to 25 seconds, you see that it's going to take 800 credits. Then the next one I did was 18 seconds. So do I have in the studio here, we have like 2 different accounts running on CapCut, and that's how I was able to do other tests using CapCut. Now, that's pretty much it. But let me point something out. When you input your prompt here and you add all your characters, for me, I think I added like about 6 characters. Okay, let me say the villain, the assassin, the old woman. So maybe, yeah, roughly about 6 characters. So once you input your prompt in this box, what you need to do is to tag each character. So for me, you have to use the @ symbol. When you use the @ symbol, it will bring up the images that you uploaded. But one of the downside of doing this in CapCut is this. If I was doing this on Higgsfield allows you to upload all your reference images and then give it a name. Unfortunately, CapCut does not give you that feature. Once you upload the images and you try to tag them using the @ symbols, their names will not pop up, or the way you save the files, even on your computer, will not pop up. Unlike Higgsfield, where once you save the images on their system, which they refer to as element, you can use @ and use the specific name you use to call up those characters. But on CapCut, I wish they have that feature. You just can't do it. So the way it will see the images is basically it will see it as image 1, image 2, image 3, up to the last image that you uploaded. So for me, what I had to do, I had to go back and rename those image 1, image 2, image 3, just so that I understand which one is image 1 and which one is image 2. So maybe this is a little feedback for CapCut. I think it will be good if you allow users to add their characters and give them a name, so that when you want to tag them, those same specific name will pop up and it will be easy for us to tag our characters instead of referring to them as image 1, image 2, and image 3. All right, so that's just a little feedback. And let me just add something here. With the new Seedance 2.5, you can upload up to 50 images, which is good. And I really don't see when you will need up to 50 images for a specific prompt. So if you guys know, maybe you just let me know, but it's good that we have that much room to create. Okay, so pretty much that's how I was able to create that short teaser that you just watched. Now, let's look at the second test I did using Seedance 2.5. Let me just play it. It's just a short test for a music video. So let me play that.
There's something in the way you say my name, soft as midnight in the breeze. Every little glance you give puts my restless heart at ease. And somewhere in this quiet night, my heartbeat begins to see. Love isn't loud or everywhere, it's just you here with me.
Okay. So, what do you guys think? This video, the music video you just watched, is actually, I think, 18 seconds. Let me just put that back up on the screen. So, this music video is actually 18 seconds. No, sorry, this music video is actually
There's something in the way you
Yes,
say
30
my
seconds.
name,
One prompt,
soft
30
as
seconds
midnight.
video. Let me pause this. One prompt, 30 seconds video. It did all the cuts itself and created the entire video in just one go. Now, is this video perfect? Of course, there are a lot of things I feel could change, but the fact that we can generate all of this with just one prompt is it's just beyond the normal. It's a total game changer for me. And okay, now see, what about prompt adherence? What happens to this prompt? Is this how I wanted the video? One. Then two, I wish there's a way we could upload your own song into, because Seedance 2.5 gives you the room to upload maybe 50 images. I wish one of those elements can be an audio file. So I tried to upload an audio file so that she can sing to that actual song, but there's just no way to do that. So I just had to impute the, what's it called, the lyrics into the song. And she actually sang the exact lyrics. Now, for this song, so I'm just saying that so that CapCut allow us to upload audio, because I tried uploading audio, both MP3, both WAV, and it just did not accept that. So for this first scene, let's see what happened here. What I actually wanted was for this to be one seamless take. But for the first prompt, she was supposed to stand up from her living room or her bed and then walk into another scene using the door as a transition. So that's what's supposed to happen. She's not supposed to open the door and then see her own self sitting on a swing, right? No, it's supposed to be just one. But nonetheless, I think it did a pretty good job. The composition, the framing, if you check this scene here, let me just play this. In this scene, as I clearly specified that as she's swinging, it should move towards the camera, so that should act as a transition into the next scene. So let's see that again. I think it did
Midnight in the breeze, every little glance you give puts my restless heart at ease. And somewhere in the...
You see? So that's what I prompted for, and it adhered to that. It's only the first scene that I will say the prompt adherence for that specific first scene was not really on point. I tried to regenerate it using my other account, but let's just say I wasn't happy with the result, and there was no much credit for me to just throw around because this cost a lot of money. So this is how I was able to create this scene. The same thing I did in the previous one. I have my character sheet for this specific character, which I then brought back into into CapCut, and then used it to generate this specific video. Again, just like the movie trailer, I had to use Claude to get my prompt. So I prefer to use Claude to generate my prompt most times, especially for creative project like this. I'm not saying ChatGPT cannot pull this off. It can, but I'll rather use Claude than use ChatGPT to generate the images and then throw it here. But for this one, I did not generate any images, unlike the film. The only image I generated here is the character sheet for this female artist. That's the only thing I did. Every other thing, Cedance used its own imagination to create it based on what I instructed in my prompt. So that's pretty much how I was able to create this entire piece using Seedance 2.5. So, okay, I'm just looking at the chat. Someone says prompt. All right, official NAS, I'm going to share that prompt with you. Maybe when the stream ends, I'm just going to paste that into the chat. So just look out for that. I'll do that. Okay, so that's pretty much how I was able to pull off this entire scene. What do you guys think? Do you think it's Cedance 2.5 is the best AI video model we have out there? For me, well, let me not say what I think. So you guys should just let me know what you think. Then, on the other hand, how much does it cost to pull this off? So currently, I'm in Nigeria, and to subscribe on CapCut, it costs about, I think, roughly 15,000 naira per month. That might be maybe roughly $10 per month. So roughly $10, or wherever you're watching this from, your currency, I don't know what conversion rate that would be, but for me in Nigeria, it's like 15,000 naira per month. And that 15,000 naira gives you, let me see if I can pull this up. So that 15,000 naira gives you gives you 1,200 credits exactly. There's no guesswork here. 1,200 credit, and to generate 30 seconds video cost about 960 credits, and that 960 credits, you have to pray that you don't miss anything, or that the generation will not be bad, because if it is, there's no way you can generate that same length again because you don't have much credit left. So so let me just throw that in. So that's that. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, another feature that Seedance 2.5 has is that it can extend the video to 3 minutes. However, when you're using CapCut, I just can't find that feature here. When you generate a video, let me go back to my home screen. Let me see, go back to home page. Trying to pull, okay, fine. This is the video I generated. Okay, so when you generate a video, right, if I select it, so down here is showing modify. However, when I click on this modify, I just don't see what it just doesn't do anything for me. Okay, you have the option to use it as reference, which is not what I want, but I know one of the things they put out there for Seedance 2.5 is that you can extend the video to 3 minutes. So on CapCut, I really can't see that feature. The highest I can see here is 30 seconds. And after generating the video, there's no option for you to extend that video. So maybe if you go on Dreamina sites, which I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, I also hop on Dreamina site, which is the official site where you can access Seedance 2.5. But I don't know if they've rolled it out to Nigerians or Africans, but I just could not access it. That's why I went through this CapCut route. So so you just can't extend this video to 3 minutes on CapCut. Maybe they're going to add that later on, I don't know, but for right now, at the moment, you can't. Then I've talked about the pricing. So what do you guys think about the pricing? Do you think it's worth it? Or do you think maybe if you subscribe for their Ultra plan, you have more credit, but which means you're going to burn more money? So that's pretty much it. Then one other thing I need to say is, like I've mentioned that the highest resolution you can generate using this platform is 720p. Not just this platform, Seedance 2.5 right now is 720p. So for me, what I did, I generated a 720p, but I had to take those files and upscale them to 4K just to make it a bit cleaner, clean up all of those artifacts here and there. But so that's what I did. Okay, so that's pretty much it. If you find this insightful, just hit that subscribe button and, tell your friends about the channel. This is where we teach about AI filmmaking so that we can position ourselves to use this new tool in this new creative economy. So if you have any question, please just drop them in the comment section. Like I said, I'm going to answer everybody's question, regardless of where you are watching from. Okay, someone said, I think it's the best AI video model out there. I agree with you. So let me say, I agree with you. It's actually the best. Okay, so if you have any question, please feel free to just drop them before I sign off from this live stream. If you have any question, even if it's not related to Cedance, if it's not related to Cedance, as long as it's within the filmmaking space, the creative space, I'll share my little insight with you, and I hope it solves your challenge or your. All right. If there's no question, just let me know. No question, so I can sign off on this for today. So let me see. What do we have here? Okay. So while I'm waiting for your questions, let me see if I can, let me show us the other scene I tried to recreate for this first scene. So I wanted to recreate just this first scene. So this is what I did. I uploaded a reference image, right? Before I show you the result, I uploaded a reference image, and I wanted Cedance to use that as inspiration, not inspiration, as just to use that for the composition. However, the result I got was totally off. Maybe it just did not adhere to the prompt. So let me play this so we see. Sorry guys, I didn't bring this into my streaming software because so this is what. Everything here looks good, but I just don't know why it did not use my own character. As you can see, this is obviously not the same character. So it picked the character from the reference sheet I uploaded, or because I uploaded a reference image, and I said I wanted the video to create to look like this reference image. However, it did not adhere to the prompt entirely because it just changed the character entirely. So this is not the character. But if you look at the first part, the phone just dropped and her hand is still on the bed. So it seemed like she had 3 hands or something else was holding the phone, which is bad. But aside from that, every other thing was just on point. I like how, because I actually specified that I want her to walk towards the camera because the door is behind the camera. So that's what I specified in my prompt. So let's see. So as you can see, it did pretty much that because she was supposed to walk towards the camera, past the camera, and as she moved past the camera pans and follows her movement. And it did that. If this shot had worked out well, if it was my character it used for this same prompt, what I would have just done was to cut this part and then add it to this place, and it will look seamless. But unfortunately, it just did not. Then so let me just say one of that is not really disadvantage of using CapCut is this. When you generate your videos using CapCut, it comes with this watermark. So recently, I just think they should take this out, right? There's really no need. People generate videos with AI these days. Another platform that does this is Google Flow. When you generate with Google Flow, it comes with watermark. But this week, maybe 3 days ago, they released a feature that allows you to toggle this watermark off, which for me, it's a game changer, or it's good. So CapCut, I think you guys should give us the option to toggle this watermark off because it's really not helping anybody. It's really not doing anything. So for me, what I did for my film is I had to look for a way to take this out. And the fastest way you can do that is just bring this into your editing timeline, create a black bar at the top and at the bottom if you want, or just at the top and just use it to cover this guy. And that's pretty much it. So that's what I did. But CapCut, if you can hear us, please just give us the option to toggle this off because it's not helping anybody. We are in an era where we know people generate videos using AI. So why do we need to have this watermark on every video we generate? It's just crazy. And the reason why this is crazy is if the video you are going to generate is not 21:9 aspect ratio. You see, this video I generated is 21:9 aspect ratio. This other one, however, I forgot to toggle 21:9, so by default it's always on 16:9. So when you do 16:9, you see you just have this logo here. So you'll now be thinking of how you're going to take this out. Yes, you can still use the black bar and drag maybe the lady down, but just give us the option to toggle this off, please. Thank you. You guys are doing a fantastic job. So just give us that option to toggle this off and it will help us a lot. Okay. So Naz is saying, is it only on CapCut? We can access it. Okay, Naz, if you can hear, so maybe you can try if you can access it via their official website, which is Dreamina, I think Dreamina.com or Dreamina AI, right? But for me, I just couldn't access it even after signing up on their platform. It just will not give you the option to, what's it called, to pay for it, right? So to pay for it, and once you can't pay, you won't have access to it. So the best way for me to access it right now is through CapCut. So that's why I used CapCut for it. So let me see if I can pull up that website. Let me see if I can pull up that website. If I can do that, then just to explain to us, so we see. What we are doing here. So let me see. Dreamina. Okay, so let's just go onto this. So now, as you can see, this is their website. Dreamina, this is the official page for them. However, it only gives you option for Cedance 1.0 fast here, which for me, it's not what I'm looking for. So if I go back to this, yeah, you only have Cedance 1.0, Dreamina Cedance. So if you click on AI video, which is what you're supposed to do if you want to access Seedance 2.5, it just doesn't give you any option. So, and you can't even what's it called? Subscribe. So if you click on the icon here that allows you to get credit, it just doesn't give you anything. So as you can see, I just couldn't do anything here. So maybe they're still rolling it out to us in Nigeria or Africa, but I think I checked their page and I was a bit sure that they had rolled it out to Africans, but I don't know. If you can access it from your own end, or whoever can access it, just can come back to this stream and just let us know that you were able to access it from here. So I had to look for other solutions. That's why I jumped on CapCut. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So let's see. So I think I've answered your question, official NAS. CapCut for now is the only place where we can access it. Even on Higgsfield, as of today, Higgsfield has not released it. So if you go on their site, if you go on Higgsfield, you will see there's a note that coming soon. I think they give about a week thereabout. Yes, about a week. So if you want to wait for Higgsfield, you can wait, or you can go through the route of CapCut. But perhaps Higgsfield will give us the option to extend the videos beyond 30 seconds. But for me, 30 seconds is just, it's even too much, because what scene are you trying to create for that 3 minutes? But it's good that we have that option. Okay, that's it for today. My name is Osasume, and welcome to Uhura Creators Workshop. Can you imagine? I'll see you in the next one. And so I just want to be sure. Okay, official now say, all right, thank you, sir. Okay. So that's it for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel if you find this video insightful. And my name is Usasume. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.